What's going on? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever I decide to put this on. Everybody who know me by the name of Malik. I go by the name of Malik Transformation on on Facebook, and I'll get ready to tell you probably why I did that. Today is Saturday, March the 14th, a beautiful day outside for some. I know we are going through a epidemic right now with the coronavirus, and again, if anybody is affected out there, if anybody has known anybody who died or affected out there, my heart goes out to them. May they soul rest in peace. Um, Today, as you see on the screen, my screen shows right above my head that we're talking about depression, stress, and a testimony, like a suicidal testimony as well. And I said the best way to do this testimony is to do it in my life. So it's easy for me to speak about the awareness out there, but then if I never dealt with anything, how could I help somebody else? And so part of my name of transformation, as you know, is that it's transformed, and I renewed my mind. It's like symbolic of cleansing my mind and my spirit, and I was transformed to a whole different person, a whole different husband, a whole different man, a whole different however you want to try to put that, but that's what I became, a different person to transform. I'm sorry. So anyway, what I wanted to understand, people to understand, is that yes, I did go through a severe stress and depression. A lot of the stress did come from work, and it was working at night shift was very bad, and it was working a lot of hours and very stressful. That was one thing, and not being able to come home, spend time with my family, or you're working so many hours, and that's why we outside of our biological clock. When the sun get up, we get up. When the sun go down, we go down. Basically like that. But when the love of money and the love of greed and money is what started people working, companies going, okay, well, we can work in the evenings and the midnights and early morning shifts, and now everybody's body is going against the nature or against the biological clock. And ask anybody who work at night, it's not easy. You'll get used to it, but it's not easy. I felt so much better when I got in the daytime. But this is not that. So I'm gonna go to a little bit of my time. I've always been somewhat stressed, or somewhat stress came later, but I've been somewhat depressed a lot. And I don't, like I said, I'm not gonna go through the whole story. I wanted to kind of keep it short. I don't want to bore anybody, but I wanted to just bring awareness that it's a silent killer, especially for people who don't know how to talk to other people, as which I was at one point. I was scared to talk, and I didn't know, I didn't know how to talk or how to bring out. I didn't think nobody cared, nobody showed that they care or anything like that. And I remember speaking about it a long time ago, and they was like, "Well, that's just you ain't got to worry about it. Don't worry about that. That's just you need to get out of that." But see, when you don't understand, when somebody actually going through depression, it's better to really try to focus on what's going on instead of just saying some quick information. But the reason why I think a lot of people don't care is because they're not dealing with it, or they don't know nobody close to them that's also dealing with it. So it's kind of hard. I think the genesis of this, though, was when I was younger. Like I said, I won't go into every single detail, so I won't go too long in the video. But it started when I was younger. And I think not really having both the mother and father at the same time raising, that kind of gave a lot of depression. A lot of, I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like they didn't love me, although they say they will love me. I couldn't understand, and I can sit here and throw stones at my mother. I can throw stones at my dad. Both parties are guilty, and I'm guilty on where I'm at, by me letting it affect me so much as it did in future times. But I can throw stones, but I won't, because a part of that is gave me to be who I am today. So I won't throw stones at my mother. I won't throw stones at my father. We all make mistakes. We all got skeletons in our closet. Everybody love to see somebody else sins and put it on Front Street, but don't understand that when you open up that closet and all them bones start coming out, look at all your dirt. Look at all your dirt. You got to shovel the stuff back in because you don't want nobody to see your past. But I had a past, like I said, growing up with depression, and I think really it started out, like I said, not really having the structure of both mother and father at home. So, and that's what another thing I'm trying to bring awareness to, that especially in the black community, to bring the fathers back home to the children. You have the mothers and then the fathers, but then we have the system set up to where you're not making enough money. But hey, if we get rid of that man in the house, we'll take care of you. You know, we'll give you a housing, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll take care of you as long as you don't have a man in that house. Now, you bring a father in that house, then you get kicked out of there. And the system is set up sometimes like that. And I understand, but then some people get it in the head, well, I don't need no man because if I get a man, I'm not going to be able to live off the government the way I like to live off. You know, I got a good job, but what I do with this good job, I take all this extra money and do some things with it. You know what I'm saying? And so I rather just stay living off the government and don't worry about really getting that structure with the father. So I believe a lot of things that's happening to our children now, what happened to me, is just the mother and the father is not together like it used to be back in the day. And so that's where a lot of my depression started from. So we're going to skip up some years. And then I felt like, I think at one point my health was going down. Everybody, again, who knows me on Facebook, I've been talking about this a lot. My health been going down. A lot of things. Going down the hill. I started being depressed about my job. I started being depressed just about me in general. It got so bad that I was feeling disgusted even looking at myself in the mirror. A lot of people never knew it because I never would show it too much. You know, on Facebook, I would just put some stuff out there, or you see me in person, you would never really see it. But deep inside, it really hurt. You know, going back and forth from my mother and my father, and you know, not having them together, that kind of hurt a lot, and it affected me a lot, and it affects me now. In today's time, it still do affect me because when I look at movies and I look at other things and I see that father and son hugging each other, or, you know, that kind of love, I wish I had that kind of love, or I still have that love, but it's just not, it's not there like it should be there. But so I was depressed by a lot of things, and it was hard to deal with it. And I felt like I said, I felt like my health was going down. I was very stressed in my job. I was a dead end job after dead end job. My wife lost her job at one point. I ended up losing my job, and then I ended up getting a job that's making like $10 an hour, trying to take care of me and her. Off that, which is, you know, in today's time that's hard. And at one point I was living in my own apartment. I was making about $8 an hour, and I had just enough money to make it, just to pay bills, enough money to get maybe $45 in groceries in a week. You know, I didn't have it. I didn't have no cable. I didn't have a lot of things, and I had just little, you know, a refrigerator never with hardly no food in it. You had no money to really go anywhere, and the only thing you're really working for is just to pay for the rent of your apartment. That was very depressing. You could never do anything. And then every time I tried to progress to a better job, I just either get shut down. And so it kind of got worse and worse. And so I started feeling like I was worthless, especially not being able to take care of my girlfriend at the time. She's my wife today. But made me feel less of a man. And then I would say when we was trying to I was trying to become a father, and that wasn't working neither. So I was getting more depressed, as in I can't, either something's wrong with me or something's wrong with her. But I felt like, man, I can't even be a father. I don't even know how to be a father. So my health is going down. My job is dead end. I'm very stressful. I'm trying to be a father and that's not working. And it just felt like I was just losing it. And then the evil spirits and everything was coming in. It was like, it's ways that you can get out of this. I started feeling like depressed. I didn't want to do nothing. I love bowling. I didn't even want to bowl anymore. I said, I don't even want to bowl no more. I don't want to do nothing no more. And now the only reason why I had to stop was because the job was starting to, I recently had to do job scheduling change. But yeah, I didn't want to do anything. And then it got real bad. So I went to the hospital. I went to the doctor and just told him, I just don't feel like living anymore. Like, I don't care about anything. I don't care about anybody. I don't feel like living anymore. So they gave me prescription pills like they usually always do. And I think that's all that did was just made it even worse, because I don't think it was nothing that it didn't do anything really. It just looked like it made it worse. But like I said, I don't want to get too graphic or I won't say graphic. I don't want to go too personal. But like I said, I was falling down. I had fell far down. Like I said, I didn't feel like people loved me like I thought. I didn't have nobody to talk to, or I thought I didn't have nobody to talk to. And so these spirits, the evil energies, the evil spirits just started to speak to me and said, no, nobody care. You go on Facebook and you push this stuff out there talking about what's going on with you. You barely get anybody to comment, barely get anybody to like it. So it's like you're trying to reach out, but nobody really cares for real. And so it was like one day I said, and I know one day I can't do it no more. And one more thing I thought that was falling apart was my marriage. Now, please, I don't want nobody to start throwing stones and that. Nothing's wrong with my marriage today. But I thought that was also falling apart. My marriage, my health, stress. I mean, everything was just getting further and farther down. And so I got so low to where I thought about just ending it all. And so one fateful day, I come home one day, my wife was not here, and I'm just walking around the house, and my head is just hurting bad, and the spirits and stuff's telling me like, don't nobody care, just end it. Just end it all. You can take this way out and just end it all. And so I'm sitting at the side of my bed, and I'm thinking like, I don't care. So I reached and grabbed my gun, and I have a 9mm gun that I brought in the house. Now I usually never bring it in the house. It stays in my glove compartment in the car, basically. And I have one upstairs, but I brought the one downstairs upstairs that same day, and I just sat there and I grabbed it, and I had it in my hand like I was holding it like this, and I'm checking it and had it in my hand, and I started looking down, and so I started crying. Head was hurting, and it was like, do it, do it, do it, do it. And I was like, and somebody was like, I'm like, am I really ready to do this? And I didn't think of what the impact it could have on people who I might have been changing on YouTube or Facebook. I didn't think about my mother. I didn't think about my father, my sister, my wife at the time. I didn't think about nothing but wanting to get rid of this depression. And it got, like I said, it got bad. And I know some people out there know that it can get bad, but I'm just here to tell you, it got real bad. And so I got the gun, and I had it in my hand, and I was kind of like doing like that, sort of looking at it. And then I looked up to the ceiling, and I closed my eyes, and I just said, I just did like a loud scream. And at the same time I did that, my hand just tossed the gun off to the side and hit the floor. And when it hit the floor, I hit the floor. Like I was sitting at the edge of the bed, and I just had it in my hand. And I didn't do like this, or I didn't put it up in my head. I just like had it about right here. And I just looked up, and I breathed, and I was crying. And I did like a loud, like I was mad. And then I just threw the gun, and the gun threw off like that. I kid you not. The gun just threw out of my hand. And it's like a voice was like, you thought I was going to let you do that? You thought I was going to let you go? I can't let you go like that. You said, you can't go like that. You can't. I got something for you. You got work to do. You got testimonies that you stay sharing. When you was, when y'all lost your apartment, you didn't have nowhere to stay. When you stayed living in your car for a few days, and I was a truck driver at one point, and I saved up to take showers. I was living out of my car at one point for a few days or something like that. I remember one time I couldn't go home because I was so tired, and I also couldn't stay at my girlfriend's house at that time. So I slept in my car outside and at a Fairfield Inn. If anybody know what that's at, I slept outside in a car. Like I said, I lived in my car for a little while, and then I had to go to the truck gas station to take baths. I'm telling y'all don't understand. My living conditioning was bad at one point. A lot of people, like I said, don't know it, and a lot of people who listening to me today would not know it, or did not know it. But so that's what I'm saying. So it was real bad, and from that, and one time me and my wife was staying somewhere. We didn't have no money. We didn't have no money. We lost everything we had, and I got $10 an hour. And and the living condition where we was living was also bad, to where the floors and stuff was caving in. The plumbing wasn't working anymore, and at one point you couldn't even have, you had to take wash ups, and then you had to take baths out of a sink. I couldn't use a toilet. I couldn't use a tub. I couldn't even use a toilet for real. Had to take baths out of a sink. All kinds of stuff, man. I was working one time at my job. I'm not gonna say the name of it. And one time we was sitting in the break room, and I just got off the phone with my girlfriend at the time, and then she was like, "That's it. The rest of our money, we don't have anything left. They're gonna kick us out of this apartment." And I'm like, "Dang." So after I hung up, I just looked around like, "Y'all, I need y'all to pray for me, man, because about another couple of days, I ain't got nowhere to stay. I ain't gonna have nowhere to stay. And it was bad. It was bad. I'm not gonna say I'm not here to try to lie to y'all. I'm not trying to sugarcoat some stuff on. I'm not trying to make nobody feel bad. I'm just telling you it is bad. But when you feel like you don't have nobody to talk to, that's exactly what happens. These evil spirits come into you and they try to get you to take your own life. I was the lucky few that actually made it through. For some reason, something just told me after I made that holler, don't pull that trigger. It threw the gun away. I hit the ground. I was hollering at the top of my lungs, man. And from there, it was like, you thought I was going to let you go? You thought you was going to be able to do that? No, that ain't going to work. I got something for you. And it was like, I got something for you. You got work to do. And ever since then, I started teaching a little bit more. Like I said, I started teaching. I started sharing my testimonies. I started talking about all my stuff back in the past and how I'm slowly making it through, how I'm slowly transitioning. And then I started saying more stuff started coming into my life. More blessings started coming into my life. My wife ended up getting a career type job. I ended up getting a career type job. He took us out of where we stayed. He gave us a nice house out here in a quiet area now. And all the stuff you see now, like all the studio, everything, you know, everything to start coming, all the blessings and stuff started rolling in once I started to renew my mind and I transformed. And the one other thing that I had to transform was my diabetes. And I was a diabetic because I was eating like crazy and I was dying, basically. Dying, eating whatever I want to eat and dying. And I said, you know what? I got to change that too. So I started changing and drinking more water, doing more exercises and everything. Next thing you know, I started seeing my body start to react. It was food that made me a diabetic. So it's a food that can take it away. And slowly I started losing the symptoms of being a diabetic when I started transforming the way I ate. I ate like a pig. Then I started eating more healthy. I stopped taking pills and my depression medicine and all the medicine, my metformin for my diabetes. I flushed all that down the toilet, down the sink, and now my medicine is now food. And now I very seldom have any type of diabetes. I'm telling symptoms. I'm sorry. And so with my weight loss goal, I started my weight loss goal. And I started putting on there. I said, you know, I'm going to change something. I'm going to change my name from where it was to now Malik's Transformation. And I started this transformation in January the 21st. And I started at 367 pounds. And, which I haven't put it up there yet, but now it's on the video, I have now made it all the way down to 346 now. So since January the 21st till now, which is March the 14th. I actually took this week off because I was tired. But March the 14th, I made it down to 346. And I still got a long way to go because I'm trying to get it all the way down to the low 300s or so by June. And so I just need people to pray for me and keep sending them up. But all I wanted y'all to know is just that when you think everything is gone, it's not gone. Please talk to somebody. Please, people, if y'all know somebody out there dealing with these, you need to stick with that person. Call that person. Be with them. Do whatever you can to let you know that you love them. If you love them, do something to show that you love them. Don't wait till they die and then cry that you love them at the tombstone. The time is now. I've been through it. I felt like I wasn't loved no more. I felt like I couldn't talk to nobody no more. But that was me saying that. And I could have ended my life. And I couldn't be here today to talk to you. And all the stuff I've been doing on Facebook, all that would have been gone. All the people I may have helped, all that might be gone. The video now, that was going to be gone. And it's one more thing that people don't know, that some people may not know. It's one more thing that never would have been here. The Most High, I believe, said, I got work for you. Also, I forgot to tell you, I got something else for you.
Make sure you tell my family it's okay. I'm sorry, but it's too late. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. I don't wanna live to see another day. I'm sorry, but I can't stay. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. Just make sure you tell my family it's okay. I'm sorry,